Hey everybody, welcome to today's live show, Friday at just after 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And today's show, as I mentioned to everyone in the past week, that hey everybody, welcome to today's live show, Friday. I guess I better turn my the sound off on my phone. So today's show is unscripted, and we're going to talk about anything, everything. Previously in the week, we talked about real estate, we talked about rent-to-own, we talked about business development, we talked about coaching, and today we're talking about anything, everything. We're having a beer. I'm going to talk a little bit about beer etiquette when it comes to when you're going to other people's parties. Going to talk a little bit about the Olympics. Going to talk about what it's like to not have a TV and not really know what's going on in the world, and how I cope with that. And going to talk a little bit about my brothers and some of the things that they're up to. And really, I just want to open this show up to everybody that's watching live. If you have any questions or comments or things that you just want to chat about, just let me know. Please feel free to share this with your friends. Today's show, as I mentioned, unscripted. Every Friday coming to you live is an unscripted show. We basically have some beer. Hopefully I'll bring some guests in. We'll just shoot the shit, talk about whatever we want to talk about, whether it be business, politics, rating that it's Friday, having a good time, and just chatting with some friends. So let's get things started. So I want as you can see, I'm drinking a Beck's today. Beck's is not my normal beer of choice. My normal beer of choice is Bud Light. These here are from a trip to San Francisco. We did a guys trip. We used to do guys trips quite often. Me, my older brother Todd, my good friend Jeff, and our cousin Dean. We used to do guys sports trips all the time. But my beer of choice is actually Bud Light. But I'm drinking a Beck's today because there's no Bud Light in the house. And this was actually left. I had a party a couple of weeks ago, and one of the patrons left the beer here. So I just want to talk a little bit about beer etiquette when you go to parties after I have a drink. So when it comes to going to parties, I remember going to parties when I was much younger and obviously a lot less money. But nowadays, I think the typical beer etiquette when you go to a party, someone invites you to their place, you bring some beer. Obviously, you're going to bring your own alcohol. You know, if you do drink alcohol, maybe you drink soda, or maybe you drink water. You're going to bring your own liquid of choice. But typically, if you're bringing a beer, then whatever you don't drink at the party, I think it's the right beer etiquette is to actually leave it with the host. That's typically what I do, typically what my friends do. If I go to any of my friends' place, I take a case of beer, maybe I'll have 3 or 4, and I just leave the rest with the host for having me over, and maybe we've had dinner or barbecue or whatever. But I just think that's the right beer etiquette to do. I've gone to parties. I say parties now. You know, I'm not in my 20s anymore. I don't party like I used to, as I'm sure most people don't. But when I go to gatherings, I guess, get-togethers, barbecues, I still see some people that if they bring in a case of beer, if they only drink 4 or 5, they're leaving with the case of beer. Now, in my opinion, the only time that's acceptable is if this particular party is just a stopover to another party. But if this is the only place you're going for the evening and you're there with some friends and you're going home directly, I don't know. Call me crazy. I think beer etiquette is that you just leave the rest of your beer with the host and thank them. You know, it's a thank you for having you over. I don't know. We've got a couple people in the audience live. Just tell me what your thoughts are. Just type in the chat. Tell me what you think about beer etiquette. Do you think that if you don't drink all the beer when someone invites you to their place, that you should just leave it, or you typically take it with you? My consensus is somebody is good enough to invite me to their house, I'm going to bring some beer. Whatever I don't drink, it gets stayed there. Chris Miller said he's not a big beer drinker, but if you ever want to talk about wine, I'm in. Well, Chris, unfortunately, you'd actually have to come on the show to talk about wine, because the only thing I know about wine is there's red and there's white. And other than that, I really don't know the difference. I'm not a wine connoisseur. I'm actually not even a beer connoisseur. I have some friends that when we go out, they try different beers. Everywhere we go, they try different beers. And I'm just a creature of the light beer habit. I like the light beer. Bud Light, I'm not a big fan of the taste of the darker ales or the hoppier stuff. I just like my Bud Light. And if they don't have Bud Light, I'll drink Coors Light. If they don't have Coors Light, I'll find some other light beer. Or then I go to some pale ales or something. I will drink something if they don't have the light beer. But in my case, like I said, we're talking about beer etiquette. And just let me know what your thoughts are. If you're going to a party, should you actually leave the beer? I want to talk about my brothers, for example. My younger brother in particular, Trevor. And he'll probably, obviously not like this. But every time I go to his house, he lives in Airdrie. And I'll go down there, and he has a beautiful, down the basement, he had the basement developed in his brand new home. And he has a gorgeous entertainment room with a full bar, fully stocked. And I always go there, beer etiquette, I always bring beer. So I think the last time I was there, I bought a 24, or even over Christmas, I bought 48. And I ended up drinking, 6 beer or something like that. So I'm thinking next time I go down, it's like, oh, there's going to be some beer there, because he typically doesn't drink Bud Light. He drinks Pat's Blue Ribbon. So it's like, oh, there's going to be some beer there. Every time I go there, I tell him I'm coming down, and he goes, buy beer. I said, well, what happened to all the beer that was there last time? I bought 24, I bought 48, and I drank 6 or 12 beer the entire time I was there. Where did it all go? I don't know, it's just gone. So I said, well, go out and buy some beer. He goes, no, I'm not buying you beer. If you want beer, you have your own beer. So that's not very good beer etiquette either. Every time I go to my brother's place, he ends up forcing me, if I want to drink beer, I end up having to buy beer, and I end up, because it's beer etiquette, I leave it at his house, and in anticipation that someday, next time I come down, there'll be the beer there, but it ends up I'm always the one buying the beer at his house. So anyway, he's down in, I think he's off to Minnesota right now. He was down playing in the International Softball Congress World Championship Fast Pitch Tournament down in Midland, Michigan. And my older brother is he looks after the organization for Canada. So my younger brother was down there playing with the Lloydminster Dodgers, and they got beat out. They went 2-2. After 2 losses, you're automatically beat out. So he hopped a plane and he flew to Minnesota, I believe, and now he's playing in the NAFA, the North American Fast Pitch Association Championship. So best of luck to him. I'll have to find out where he's going to go and how he's doing. My older brother's still down in Michigan. He'll be there till the end of the tournament. It's a 10-day tournament. So it's a little bit about what's going on there. Definitely like and share this this live cast with anyone on your feed. Definitely looking for some feedback or some topics to talk about. Like I said, Friday is just a free-for-all. I did last night. I don't know how many people are watching the Olympics. If you're watching the Olympics, just type in the chat. Just let me know if you're following the Olympics or not. The problem that I have is I don't actually have cable, and I don't read newspapers. I don't subscribe to newspapers, and I just don't watch traditional media because it's all, in my opinion, slanted, and it's all controlled by a very small amount of group of people around the world. So I just don't subscribe to it. So I don't have cable either. It's just a time suck, in my opinion, sitting down watching TV. It doesn't mean I don't watch shows. I can stream those live, but the disadvantage is when the Olympics are on, or maybe it's playoffs, Stanley Cup playoffs, or the whatever, I'm just missing out on all of those things. So I'm not even up to date with what's going on in the Olympics. However, obviously you get the Facebook feed, you'll get some information there. I did see, there's 2 events that I did watch. The first event I watched was, I watched Usain Bolt run the 100 meter and watched the Canadian Andre DeGrasse get the silver medal there. And I also watched the 200 meter. Those are the only 2 events that I actually watched, because I was able to go to CBC and stream it live. So I watched those two events. Other than that, I haven't watched any of the Olympics, so I don't even really know. And with the show that's going on 5 days a week now, and all of the other things that we're doing, some masterminding, coaching, consulting, the real estate, different courses that we're putting on, the Entrepreneurs Incubator, that's where we're coming to you live from, the Entrepreneurs Incubator in Edmonton. It's where entrepreneurs and business owners can come. They can work on their business with other like-minded individuals. And we have 4 different video studios that we shoot live, or we do pre-recorded videos that people can come in. They can rent the studios and or rent the equipment and the talent to help them with their events as well. So that's where we're coming from. But just type in the chat and just let me know if you're following the Olympics or not. Just let me know. Again, share and like this video on your Facebook feed. It's greatly appreciated. Today is just about beers and drinking beer and talking about anything and everything. And I'm hoping that I want to invite as many people in on a Friday as we can. So actually, it's not just me talking to you guys. And Paul, thanks for joining me. I see April's online, Wanda, Chris Miller, Jimmy had dropped in, and Sean Chuchuk. So I'm not sure how many people are exactly still online, but if you are, definitely type in the chat. Just let me know if there's something that you want to talk about. Martin McKernan just dropped in. Hey Martin, it's been a long time, buddy. Hey, you'll never guess, I was chatting with Teresa the other day, Martin. I was in her neighborhood. I was at the mall. I gave her a text message just to see if she was home, but she wasn't home. Martin and I worked together for quite some time at Ceridian before I took the entrepreneurial route. So, yeah, I haven't seen Martin in quite some time. So, do me a favor, everybody, like and share this video and post a comment. Do me a favor, post a comment. Let me know what you're up to. What are you working on today? I guess that's the biggest thing. Are you actually at work, or are you an entrepreneur doing your own work, or are you just taking the day off? Let me know what you're up to today. Let me know if there's a specific topic that you want to talk about. I'm just going to have another drink of beer, and then I'm going to come up with something else that we can discuss. Otherwise, like I said, just type in the chat and let me know what you guys want to talk about. Because today's Friday and it's wide open. And thanks to my guests who brought some beer one night when I was having a barbecue, and they ended up leaving the beer. That's why I'm drinking the Beck's and not Bud Light. But after I'm just going to talk a little bit about travel, because there's a lot of that's one of my biggest passions is travel. And I've designed my life, actually, probably in the past 6-8 years. I've designed my life to be the life that I've always wanted. So not work for anybody, just be able to make enough money to, enjoy the life that I'm living, being able to travel whenever I want. The biggest challenge about traveling is finding a traveling companion, because a lot of people have jobs, they have set vacation schedules. Unless you're an entrepreneur, and even a lot of entrepreneurs sort of, they're really self-employed individuals who have done nothing more than buy themselves a job. So they don't have the true freedom just to pick up, if there's a great sale, if it's Monday and there's a great sale that's leaving on a Friday for a week all-inclusive for $500, like that's happened to me before. And it's such a challenge to find that person to go with last minute. So travel is a huge passion of mine, and I've designed my entire life around, just being able to travel when I want, wherever I want. The issue is always not having anyone to travel with. A lot of my friends have jobs or, set time schedules when they can travel. And I've done some traveling on my own, but I definitely prefer to travel with some friends. So let me know where your next vacation. Just type in the chat. Just let me know where you're headed for your next vacation. I've planned my next big trip is in December. I'm going for the month of December to the Philippines. It'll be my third time there. One of my best friends, Jeff, he recently moved to the Philippines, so I went twice with him. He's married to a lady from the Philippines. He actually moved there to be with her, and they're actually expecting their first baby in December. So I've made the decision to fly down for the month of December and be there when his baby's born. So that's my next big trip. I do have a trip to Las Vegas. Now, I haven't made the decision whether I'm actually going to go before Christmas or I'm going to wait till it's a little bit colder, maybe January, February, and take off at that point in time. But just type in the chat and just let me know where your next vacation is going to be, and make me a little bit jealous, because I truly love nothing more than traveling around the world. I think in April I'm going to head to New Zealand. My younger brother is going to play at the World Masters Games, and I think that's taking place in New Zealand in April. So I'm looking to take off to New Zealand for that in April. But I just have a hard time being in Edmonton for the winter. It just, all you Edmontonians know just what it's like. And obviously, last year we had a great winter. It was not that cold, not a lot of snow, but I've heard rumors and rumblings from the Farmer's Almanac that this is going to be a hellish winter, and I am not looking forward to it. So anything I can do to get the hell out of town, I'm going to do. Even though we're doing a show live 5 days a week, it doesn't mean I can't pack up my camera, pack up a couple lights, and head to some beach resort for a week and come to you live from some beach resort, rather than sitting here in Edmonton in the middle of winter and minus 40 degrees. That's not my idea of fun. So I see Susie just jumped on. Hey Susie, how you doing? I bet you're glad to be back in Edmonton. Susie's my cousin's daughter, who was just home in Nova Scotia, and when I was home visiting my parents, I ran into her, and she said, I just can't wait to get back home to Edmonton to all my friends. And well, you know how 15, 16-year-old girls are. They just definitely like spending time with their friends, and taking them out of that is not always the greatest of time, even though that they're around family. But thanks for joining, Susie. Coming on, checking to see what it's all about. Let me know what you guys want to talk about. I'm just sort of blabbling. Friday is just a day of anything and everything goes. There's no set topic. I'm going to work on bringing guests in, maybe on a regular basis on Fridays, and we'll have just fireside chats, or we'll drink some beer. Maybe we'll actually move the set to different Fridays. Maybe we'll go to different locations. That's probably something I'd like to explore, is find a pub or a restaurant. So if you know a pub or restaurant in Edmonton, and you'd like to have us down on Friday at 1 o'clock and stream the show, it's typically a 30-minute show, stream live from your location, then definitely let me know, and we can see what we can do to make some arrangements. And we'll get some patrons in, and try to drive some traffic, and we'll do our best to through social media to advise everybody that we're going to hold the event at your location that particular day, and maybe we can bring some guests on a regular basis. People, bring some people into your establishment, and then we'll have them on as guests, and we'll have a great time. So I just see the gorgeous Tori Kitagawa just joined us. Hey Tori, thanks for coming on. Fridays all about basically talking about nothing. So if you have a question, if you have a comment, definitely leave it in there. Like I said, some of the questions were, are you following the Olympics? If so, what sports are you following? When are you taking your next vacation, and where are you going? Make me jealous. I love nothing more than traveling, so I'm always jealous when people say that they're going to these amazing places. And even though I love to travel and I get away as often as I can, I'm still jealous, because it's a big world out there, and there's so many different places to go. And A lot of times people don't have the ability to get away, so finding a traveling partner is always a challenge at times. So sorry, I just need a quick drink. And this episode is not brought to you by Beck's. It is just the beer that was left in my fridge after a party. So this episode, maybe someday, if I just keep drinking the same beer and just talking about Bud Light every single episode, maybe Bud Light will sponsor me, and they'll give me free beer in exchange for having beer on the show every single day. So what are your travel plans? What's your drink of choice? And are you working today? Do you have the day off? Or are you an entrepreneur? Let me know what you're up to. What do we have for time, Margaret?
4 more minutes.
4 more minutes. So we have 4 more minutes before the show ends. Like I said, I'm always looking for guests to come on the show. This week, this is the first week of running the show live, and I've learned a lot this week. There were some technical issues we had on Wednesday that prevented me from running the show. Those got fixed, but the plan is to run the show 5 days a week with different content on every single show. Excuse me. On Monday, we're going to talk about real estate investing. Tuesday, we're going to talk about rent to own. Wednesday, it's entrepreneur and business development. So we're going to talk about, hopefully we'll bring in guests. We'll talk about their journey, their in entrepreneurship, in building their business. Thursday is coaching day. That's where we have some hot seats. I bring in individuals and I coach them on their the challenges that they're being faced with, their development of their business, taking their business to the next level, those sort of things. That's our Thursday show. And Friday is just about drinking beer, having fun, and talking about whatever topics we want, whether it be Q&A from the week, whether it be what's new in the news, who knows. I need someone to come in and educate me on what's new in the news, because I don't have a TV. I don't follow news stations. I don't read the newspaper for that type of news. The only news I get typically is either from social media, which is, I typically like to read the stuff that the people report themselves, not the stuff that's being forwarded from a news station, because those are always slanted. And call me a conspiracy theorist or whatever you'd like to call me, but I believe that the news is being driven by big business and controlled by 1 or 2 families across the world, and it's all done to keep people, keep them going in one direction while they're busy doing stuff in another direction. So Mike Lapierre just joined us from Nova Scotia. I think that's where Mike still lives. Hey Mike, how you doing? Like and share the show. And today I'm just drinking beer and talking about anything and everything. No real specific topics set for Fridays, but I'd like to get some input and what you'd like to see or what you'd like to talk about on Fridays. Just leave some comments underneath the video, and we'll definitely get back to you, and we'll potentially plan a show. So the idea for these shows is you're going to know the topic well in advance, whether it be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. We plan on promoting the topic the day before and the day of, so you'll know that, if it's a topic that's near and dear to your heart, or you have an expressed interest in that particular topic, that you definitely want to join the show live. We're coming to you 1 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, Monday to Friday. And we have different topics every single day. So I was just given notice by Margaret, my girl behind the scenes, that I have 1 minute left to close out the show. So I want to thank everybody who jumped on, who joined us today. And like I said, it was I didn't even get a chance to finish one beer in 30 minutes. That's typically not me. Usually I'm done at least one in 30 minutes, but I guess I'm talking too much. Normally I'm the one listening, but today I was talking too much. But definitely join in on Monday. On Monday, we're going to talk about some real estate investing. Tuesday, we're going to talk about rent to own. I'll be sharing the specific topics on social media in advance. On Wednesday, we're going to talk about entrepreneurship, business, growing business, business development. And Thursday, I'll actually be coaching an entrepreneur live on the show, either live in person or live via Skype. So they're going to come to me with their challenges, what they're looking to do, what hurdles, or how are they wanting to take it to the next level, and I'll give them some coaching advice and help them out to move their business forward. And on next Friday, again, I'm going to try to come up with a specific topic, but today we were just talking about beer etiquette, a little bit about my brothers, and a little bit about travel. So I want to thank everybody for joining me today, and definitely tune in on Monday at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, where we talk about real estate investing. All right, have yourself a great day, a great Friday. Enjoy your weekend, spend it with family, spend it with friends, and just make the most out of life. Okay, till Monday, I'll see you guys then. Take care.